Howdy, folks. I just realized that I need to go turn on my light. Give me 1 second, because that lighting is not good. All right, that's better. That should be better. Oh, there we go. Yeah, sorry about that. Did everything else to prep, but there's always something you forget whenever you do this stuff. If you get into doing YouTubing and all this kind of stuff, you'll learn that no matter how much you prep, something's always different. Something's always, you forgot something or missed something or whatever. So let's start that again. Howdy, folks. Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. There we go. Okay, so today is Sunday's gaming chat, and I thought that today somebody, at least one person, maybe more, have asked about Birthright, the campaign Birthright for Dungeons and Dragons, 2nd edition. So we're going to go through that because I haven't actually looked through this box in a long time. And in addition to the box set, there's a bunch of other shit in there that I bought that I just, to save space, I just put it in the box. So, Chupa, Lipstick. I won't use your real name, Lipstick. I'll just say that. I'll just call you that. John, Dwayne, Chupa. How's it going, guys? I think I said Chupa twice. So yeah, that's a big box because, like I said, there's that. That's all. It's all Birthright box sets. There's extra space. Handy for this type of thing, where, especially if you're running out of space, you can kind of combine stuff. So. Having my Mountain Dew Ginger Snapped. I don't know if you guys have seen it in the stores, but it's the Christmas flavor this year, and I was real hesitant about getting it because I was like, I don't know how that gingerbread soda, and then I thought, well, ginger ale. I like ginger ale, so I went ahead and got it, and it didn't taste like it doesn't taste at all what I was expecting. It's actually quite delicious. So once again, Mountain Dew has done it again. So, okay, so we're gonna crack into this thing, and I don't remember when this came out, like the year that it came out, but it's a whole campaign setting. There's the side of the box and everything, logos, and my understanding is that because I've never played through this campaign setting, I haven't read a lot on it, very little. I bought it because it was all on clearance or something, and I have evidence to support that statement. But my understanding is that it's the campaign setting if you want to do like feudal role playing, where it's all a bunch of land barons, kings and land barons, using knights to fight battles over land and fortresses and shit like that. That's my understanding. And the term birthright meaning that there are noble bloodlines where that you have the whole lineage thing with heraldry, where you have like king, queen, prince, baron, what's else, duchess, duke, all that kind of shit. So that's my understanding anyway. So first of all, we'll take I got a bunch of extra modules that I bought that I threw in here. So we'll put those over here for right now because we'll go through the box set first. Okay, so now into the box set itself. The first thing you see in these old, like first and second edition box sets and stuff like that, were there was usually like some kind of a subscription thing. either Dragon or magazine or Dungeon magazine. If you go back, you can see the videos I did about the period of gaming magazines and all that. Here's the ad for those. Sometimes you would see an ad in these for the Rpga, the Role Playing Game Association network. Sometimes those will be in here too. This is in here. I'm assuming you make that into some kind of a little chest. I'm guessing it folds into. I won't do it right now, but I'm guessing maybe that's to hold your dice or something. That's kind of different. I've never seen that in something before. Oh, maybe it's to hold these cards, because there's a bunch of cards, and it looks like there is, anurine irregulars. So these represent your troops, anurine archers. So each of these cards represents like a unit of troops, it looks like. So this is definitely, it looks like Birthright is definitely for larger scale army battles and stuff. So you've got a few books in here. Let's see here. So you've got the Atlas of Cerealia, it looks like, is the name of, I'm guessing that's the game world that this all takes place on. This is book 1. And it's got some artwork and stuff in it, so that's kind of nice. Again, I haven't really ever looked through this very much. Yeah, that's got some cool artwork in it. I was gonna say I have a feeling that wizard might be getting ready to fuck that dude up on the horse, and then I saw that the dude on the horse looks like he's actually a lich. So, yeah, not sure who's gonna win that. Yeah, that's okay, interesting. Then of course you got some maps, which I'm not going to unfold right now, but you've got some nice looking maps here, some nice looking artwork, cartography on the maps and stuff. Let's see here. This might be book 2. Let's see here. This is book 3. Okay, so you got some more cards for your units, it looks like. So there's a lot of unit cards. I'm guessing that box had to be for to hold these cards in it. So hey, there's what I was talking about. There's the Rpga network advertisement there. That's in most of these old box sets and stuff. So let's see here. 10 great reasons to join the Rpga. Right there. See? Unfortunately, the Rpga doesn't work. It doesn't exist anymore. So, but it was fun while it was around. There's another map. So I don't have all the maps together, apparently. Let's see. This is book. This just says rule book. So there's your rule book. So you had the Atlas, the rule book, and then this one is Runes of the Empire. Runes of Empire, book 3. And this looks like, it talks about, it looks like all the different lands. So like you've got, this is Avenil, and it tells what the alignment is for that area of land, the provinces, the holdings, either that or it's talking, or that's the name of the landowner. I'm not sure which. But it looks like the general theme is, that there's a little smaller map of the Eastern Marches, it says there. It looks like it is, and by all the artwork and everything, it's definitely about feudal battles and control of land and all that type of stuff. And then there's a DM screen. It's a pretty nice DM screen, actually. It's got 4 panels. So you got, that's a nice piece of artwork right there. Let's see here. And then you got all your stuff on the inside, of course. So you can see all this and everything. And then we'll get into like just shooting the shit and everything. So, and then it looks like you've got different panels here. You got names, has the names, and some other information. This looks like so this is like a parcel of land, it looks like. So that one is, and it shows that parcel of land, it looks like. And that one is Rosan, and then it talks about, it gives you a key on like what each little icon means on there. So I'm guessing like they do this for the different parcels of land. They have a card for each of them. And then here's weapons and armor. Yeah. So there's all these different cards of information here. I'm not sure why they didn't just put it in another book. They did it in cards like this. But maybe as handouts to the other. Wow. Thanks, Chupa. Was I dropping frames? Is the video dropping frames? Is the sound fucked up? Because last time I noticed the very beginning of my video that the sound was choppy, and I do a sound and video check before I ever start live, and it's I would to make sure it's okay. So it could just be that it's like he's saying, it dropped frames maybe. I have like gigabit internet, so it's not a, and that's just a blank piece of paper there. It's not a bandwidth issue, I can't imagine. So it could be on YouTube. It could be on their end. So there's a domain record sheet. So I'm guessing that each of these is a domain. So wow. Yeah, if anybody else is having trouble besides Chupa, let me know. So maybe we can narrow it down, whether it's on his end or if it's on YouTube's end, my end, whatever. So, but the box sets are going between 150 and 300. And this is, I would say this is in near mint. It's not, obviously it wasn't shrink wrap. It was shrink wrap when I got it. But I haven't done, other than do this right here, I haven't done much with it. So it's near mint. If not mint and near mint, then it would be categorized as very good. So anyway, so that's the Birthright. That's just the box set alone. We haven't even got into the modules and stuff yet. Trying to put everything back in here kind of in a better order. This is all the maps. Put that aside. And then we got cards. More cards. So yeah. So that, I mean, it does look interesting for sure. That little thing's got, like I said, it's got to be for the cards. I can't imagine it being for anything else. So, and then we'll get into the modules here. Now, if there's anybody out there that is familiar with Birthright and owns it, has played it, or whatever, feel free to chime in and let me, if I'm missing some information or whatever. Let's just leave those there. So, here's the first one. This is Player Secrets of Turnin. It looks like, and if you can see, there is a price tag on here. And these were, the reason I bought these is this was all on clearance. The box set was on clearance, I remember when I bought it, and this stuff was. And they look like they took 50% or somewhere around 50%. It's $6.95 down to $3.95. Okay, so now the problem here is whoever the lovely person was who decided to price these, they thought enough to put them in these are nice thick plastic covers that are on here. Actually very nice. To protect them and everything. But they put the fucking stickers right on the modules. That's not on the plastic. That's on the module. Why the hell would they do that? Why wouldn't they put the sticker on the plastic? God damn it. Because I'm afraid to try and peel those off, because you know what'll happen if I try to peel those stickers off. It's going to take part of the goddamn cover with it when I take. God damn it. I mean, why wouldn't you put it in the plastic, then put the sticker? Who knows? I mean, anyway, so this is the player's secrets of turning. And yeah, it all talks about. So my guess is Birthright campaign setting for D&D is kind of like Game of Thrones in D&D. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, you know, aside from the incest and outright, patricide and murder and and all that. I mean, who knows? Who knows? I haven't read through the stuff, but that's what it sounds like to me, because it's all about thrones and land and power, and army against army. And so I'm thinking each one of these. Here's Player's Secrets of Midore, and this one was from $6.95 down to $3.95. So yeah, I bought these all because they were all marked down. And domain source book. So the domains are obviously the parcels of land that they fight over in the campaigns. So each one of these is a different area on the map, it looks like. Then this one is for, is it the same as this one? No, this is for Rosen. And another domain source book. This one also was marked down to $3.95. This one was $9.95, and they marked it down to $4.95. Now this one I've opened for some reason. So that's, since I've already opened this one at some point, I don't remember when I did it, but yeah, that sticker is right on the goddamn cover. Who the fuck would do some shit like that? There is no way there ain't gonna be no way of taking that goddamn sticker off any of these without screwing up the cover. So congratulations, whoever the dipshit was that did that and put the goddamn stickers on the covers. There might be a trick where I can heat it up with a hairdryer to loosen up the glue maybe a little bit and peel that off without damaging that might be a project one day where I have to try and get those stickers off without damaging the covers. But they did that, and then they put it in real nice plastic to protect them. So this one actually has a map inside. There's artwork, of course. So yeah, I'm glad they took the time to put it in nice plastic and protect the cover and everything, dipshits. And then put the stickers right on the fucking cover. That makes a lot of sense. So anyway, so that was the Sword and Crown. Oh, this looks like, so this is actually in a module. Sword and Crown. So they do have actual modules in addition to. So I was thinking a lot of it was going to be siege combat, between the different areas, between the domains. This one says it's an accessory. Now this one, and again, so this one was $18 and they marked it down to $8. This one's called Blood Enemies, Abominations of. We already know Cyrillia is the name of the game world. So yeah, this is a nice big book here. This is, and I have to assume all this stuff is complete. I don't think I would have bought it if it was incomplete. So, here's another domain source book for Eileen. Looks like another $3.95, and then the last one is another domain for Endear. Looks like, I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that stuff right. So it says this Birthright domain sourcebook is designed for players who want to take the role of the Lord of Endear, the Thief Regent of the realm. It may also be used for players playing nobles, servants of the regent, or adventurers of Endear. So you can take on different roles, it looks like. I may have to do some more reading on Birthright. It sounds pretty fucking interesting. To me, it sounds like Game of Thrones in D&D. And this was, well, I was going to say this is before Game of Thrones, but I don't remember when George R.R. Martin started writing Game of Thrones. So perhaps they might have got this idea from him to do a campaign setting like this. Who knows? But anyway, that's all my Birthright stuff there. So I like it for what it is, but I'm not big on the whole political thing in my gaming. Right. And so exactly. So it's for different, it's a different flavor of content, you know, for tabletop role playing for other people that like that kind of stuff. And the way I might use it is I might just use it as source material for a different realm that perhaps my players could travel to somehow. They perhaps they go from, you know, Greyhawk to Celia or whatever this was called, Cecilia or whatever this was called, this land, and I just use it as source material, you know, and flesh it out my way, and then avoid the whole political part of it, you know. But who knows? Again, a lot of the stuff I buy for collecting purposes is for source material for my particular campaign. So, got to protect those stickers. Yeah. The only thing I can think of is if I can give them any kind of credit at all, is that they were doing that in an effort to. There was an old trick way back before you had electronic, you know, little devices on every product and everything else to keep people from switching price tags and stuff like that. Is the only thing I could think of is that they didn't want somebody, because they're in plastic, they didn't want somebody taking, if they put the sticker on the plastic, they didn't want somebody taking a higher dollar item, let's say a $30 item, taking it and putting it in the plastic that had $3.95 written on it, which I could see that having being an old security guy, I could see someone pulling that. If the sticker was on the plastic in the store, somebody, if no one's looking, somebody takes that item out, takes a $30 item, puts it in the $3.95 bag, and now they pay $3.95 for a $30 item. That's the only consideration I'm willing to give them as to why they put the stickers right on the goddamn modules. But if they were going to do that, they could have at least perhaps put it on the back cover at the bottom in the corner or something, not right on the goddamn, not right on the front of the cover. How about you put it here? You know, where it's not even on any of the artwork or anything. How about you put the price tag right there? If you're going to stick it right on there, you know? So anyway, that's the collector part of me coming out, because I like my stuff pristine as much as possible. So anyway, so that's my Birthright stuff. If there is other stuff back on my, that's just one of my shelves there. If there's other stuff that you guys want to see, I have no problem doing during a live or whatever, just pulling stuff out and going over it. Now, again, this one I don't have a lot of knowledge of. Some of the other ones I do, so I'd be able to give some more commentary on that. But like Red Steel, I don't know anything about Red Steel. That's another one that I bought. A lot of this stuff, a lot of the Dark Sun stuff I got really cheap on it. It was at KB Toys or something like that, and they were doing a full clearance or whatever, and I got it for ridiculously cheap, and a lot of it's still in shrink wrap too. So, like Chupwood looked up stuff. Sometimes I'm afraid to look up some of the stuff that I've got, because then I could just decide, damn, I could just start throwing a bunch of stuff on eBay. But I don't really want to get rid of my collection at this point, you know. Maybe in another 20 years when I'm, you know, in my 70s, then maybe I want to start liquidating my stuff or whatever, but not now. Right now, it's all source material as far as I'm concerned. So, So that's that. Looks like according to my count here, we got 6 people in here. Who knows if that's true? But I hope everybody's doing good out there. I hope everybody's. I think the weather is still pretty decent for most people. I don't think that anybody's been hit with any real harsh winter stuff so far. So hopefully everything's good out there. I'm playing EverQuest 2 right now. We had an epic session Friday. Lindis, hey Lindis. So you guys got hit with some snow, huh? All right. Yeah, I didn't even see any news reports of any severe weather anywhere, so I was assuming everything was still pretty good. But well, I hope you're not snowed in at least. Hope it's not that bad. So we had an epic game here on session on Friday with the Giants against the Giants campaign. So I'm going to do a separate video on that because it was I got to go into a lot of detail there. So, but here I can kind of give you guys the shorter, encapsulated version that where we had left off. These guys had tunneled down into the caverns below the giant stronghold, and they had ended up in a carrion crawler cavern, and they fought some carrion crawlers, and it was horrible, and it was nasty, and there was all these, partially eaten dead bodies, and it was just the worst smell they could possibly imagine. And that's where we had left off. They had fought some carrion crawlers and won, and then we started back up this past Friday. So they continued exploring that particular cave, and they decided to do some searching, and I'll go into a lot more detail when I do my actual video on it. They did some searching. They moved on through that cavern. They found another cavern with some reptile creatures that they started getting into a battle with. Some of them retreated into another cavern, which turned into some more combat. And then they ended up finding another cavern full of rebellious orcs that were rebelling against the bugbears that rule them down there in the caverns. The orcs are the ones that are usually taken as indentured servitude for the giants. And so there was there was going to be this battle anyway between the orcs and the bugbears. And so they dealt with some of that. And it was one hell of a session because there was a lot of combat. Let's see. Okay, I was actually gonna send you a DM, Lipstick, just to see how you were feeling. I was hoping that was going to be the case. So, Lipstick Witch here is one of my players in our campaign back here, but she had a sore throat, and we were being safe because here where we are in Utah, the case counts for COVID are still sky high. So we weren't taking, and we're all vaccinated, but we didn't want, if she had a breakthrough case, didn't think it was smart, to have her here with everybody else. And that's the same as if it was me, I would just cancel the whole thing. If I had a symptom, I would just say, hey guys, we're not playing, So that's the route we're in person playing, at least until our case counts come down to a point where it's considered no longer possible, in our area. So anyway, next week will be another epic one. So, everything will be all right. So I will go into all that detail when I do a separate video about it, because it's going to take a while. So I know a lot of you guys, that's the main reason that you guys follow me, is for those campaign updates. It's this next one will be a good one. So this next video. So let's see here. Chupa, I'm playing Diablo 2 remastered at the moment. digging it. Been 10 years since I last played. So I think Lipstick Witch was also playing it. If she's still in here, she can comment on that. That would make the two of you people that I know that have played it. Um, um, so I guess um, my trepidation is with the Blizzard stuff is with the controversy that they've had and everything. I have a lot. So yeah, there she said, correct. She's loving it. So that's two good reviews on the remastered version of Diablo 2. So I may have to break down and get that particular game. I don't think that I'm gonna ever renew my subscription to World of Warcraft. I mean, I'll never say never because that's just not a smart bet to do that. But I could see myself maybe buying that. You quit WoW a few months ago. Yeah, I think a lot of people did. The New World, when New World dropped, it was rumored that a shit ton of people left WoW and came to New World because there's no subscription fee. And then of course you had all the controversy with New World, all the exploits and the duping and all the other problems and everything else that they were dealing with, population issues and server queues and all that. Some people might have gone back to World of Warcraft, and now for New World to try and get those people back again, I think is going to be very difficult. But I do see Blizzard and World of Warcraft. I see them really trying hard to retain players. The updates that I have seen that they're talking about with the current game and classic sounds like they are chasing players. They're chasing retention. So Lipstick says I had already pre-ordered it when I heard about the Blizzard BS, or I would have been really torn about getting it. D2 has been in my top 5 games since the beginning, though. Okay. A lot of people, yeah, Diablo 2 was like their game. So, hey, Mike, got hooked into Classic WoW, still playing it here and there. Yeah, and that was my thing. I went back into Classic WoW hard. And then when all the controversy, I said, well, I'll just take a break, and then I found other games to play. And I never felt the urge to go back. And they kind of just left a bad taste in my mouth. And I was like, well, I'll save the $15 a month or whatever. New World dropped. I'm like, well, that doesn't cost anything. I'll jump on there. And then everything happened with them. And so I went back to EverQuest 2 now. And I dropped a 3-month subscription for that at a cheaper price. And I'm enjoying the shit out of that. They've added, I'm surprised they've added as much content as they have. It's still pretty popular, at least on the server I'm on. I think I'm on the main server. Antonia Bale is as far as I can tell, is the main server. And the population, like today, there was a open world raid boss that dropped. Shit, there must have been 60 people on that fight. And I'm like, that's just one little part of the game world there, So, yeah, I have a feeling EverQuest 2 still got a fairly decent. Looks like it's got a fairly decent population, and they're still adding content to it and everything. And yeah, it's so that's always my fallback when it comes to MMOs. That one's the one I always go back to. So, Lord of the Rings Online just dropped a big update, a big expansion. So, I think we had somebody in here last time. That's a Lord of the Rings Online player. Chupa never played EverQuest, so there is 2. There's the original EverQuest, which was the one that really made MMOs blow up. You had Ultima Online before that. You had a couple other smaller ones even before that, which most people are not aware of. that there were actually MMOs before. Everybody thinks Ultima Online. A lot of people think that was the first MMO. It was not. There was a couple. There was Meridian 59, and there was the original Neverwinter. We call it the Gold Box Edition, that you had to play on America Online, AOL. The only way you could play it was if you had AOL. And you had to play by the minute. You had to pay by the minute to play Neverwinter Night, the original Neverwinter Nights. It's going way back. Those were the first two, and then Ultima Online, and then EverQuest. EverQuest was the one that everything just blew up, when that one dropped. And then they worked on EverQuest 2 as a competitor for World of Warcraft. And EverQuest 2 and World of Warcraft dropped within days of each other. And World of Warcraft went stratosphonic. I mean, it just went, and EverQuest 2 never was able to grab hold of enough market share to be that big because of that. If EverQuest 2 had dropped separately away from WoW, before WoW maybe, it would have been an entirely different ballgame. So, do you remember the old 8-bit Ultima 2? You played that on Atari 800 old school. Never played it. I do remember the name of the title, Ultima 2. I remember that. Never even looked at it. Like, I don't know why. Don't know what I was. I mean, that's going way back. I'm not sure what I was playing or what I was doing. If that was when I was in the Army, that would explain it. If I was in the Army from 85 to 90, 1985 to 1990. So if it dropped during then, that would explain why I probably didn't play it. So, and the Gold Box games, towards the end of my Army career, the Gold Box games, SSI Gold Box, they were the ones that dropped, and those are the ones that grabbed me because they were actual D&D products. 1983. So I was probably that was when I was really into classic cars, and me and my buddies were going to car shows all the time. So I was probably drinking beer and going to car shows. That's probably what I was in 1983. So, yeah, I think that was the one period there. There was the Apple IIe that my buddy had. I didn't have any. I don't think I had any. I might have had my still on in my television. And he had an Apple IIe, and we played the original Wolfenstein monochrome. Matter of fact, on my business card for Greyhawk 4x4, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but there's the screen from the original Wolfenstein. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. Okay, that is the screen from the original Wolfenstein in monochrome. That was the one we played on his Apple IIe. And that would have been about 1983. So that was about the only gaming I think I did in 1983. It was probably that Wolfenstein on the Apple IIe. And other than that, yeah, it was car shows, sneaking beer out in the garage at night, because I was living with my buddies and their parents. I had moved out of my dad's house at 16, and I was living with my buddy and his family, my buddies and their family, and I was actually had a job after school. I was paying them rent, and because I knew I was going to be going in the Army, so it was one of those where I'll just hang out here, pay you guys some rent, and then when time 85 comes and I graduate high school, I'll be off to the Army anyway. And that's exactly what I did. But that was the only gaming, that I can. And D&D. We did a lot of D&D, tabletop D&D, and probably that was about it. So that was about 1983, 84 for me. So I think we were doing concerts too. We were trying to go to a lot of concerts at that time. Concerts, car shows, drinking beer, D&D. That was about it. So, let's see. See if I missed anything here. Hey, Bastille, how are you? Let's see. We're up to 9 people now. Nice. I did have one other thing. Somebody asked me, because I talked about this last time. I talked about my character, Dorian Lightfoot, that there's my Dorian Lightfoot folder right there. This is circa 1986, 87, somewhere in there. And this was my Thief Acrobat. And I played him for a very long time. And the reason I'm bringing this out is because I told you guys the story about when we were playing D&D in the barracks in it would have been the winter of 85 or the winter of 86 over the 4-day Thanksgiving holiday, when magically none of us had guard duty or whatever. So we were able to play for like 4 days. And I mentioned that we lived off of sub sandwiches that they would deliver right to the barracks door. And I said, yeah, on my character sheet, I even still have the phone number. I have the phone number, and the somebody had told me, because I was the one calling it in, I think they were telling me what they wanted on their sandwich, and I wrote it down so I wouldn't mess it up. But this is so that's Dorian's character sheet right there, with the beer stain from a beer mug or something like that. This is his apprentice. He had an apprentice because he was like 12th level at that point. I have the phone number, and then I have the person's order right here: turkey, roast beef, cheese, no tomato, heated, because you had the option of having it cold, or they would heat it up for you if you wanted it hot. And that is from circa, and there's how we kept track. How I kept track of hit points there. But yeah, that's from 85, or winter of 85, 86, right there. Just in case anybody wouldn't believe me that I actually had that shit written on that character sheet all the way, and because I was like a magical 4 days there, because we just played D&D. We'd sleep in spurts. Like, we'd say, okay, let's everybody crash for like 3-4 hours. We'd get right back up, right back to gaming, order a sandwich, and we did that for 4 days, and it was a blast. So, and I do have pictures of it somewhere that that if I ever find them, I said I would post them to the YouTube community tab for my channel, because I have posted one picture there before. When I find those other ones, I want to post them there too, so when I reference it, you guys can just see them. Characters. Let's see here. I remember playing Wolfenstein on the Apple computer. Still have my Apple, and you have the Wolfenstein floppy still. Damn. Now, see, that's something I don't have. Yeah, I do not have those old Wolfenstein floppies. That would be something to have. Character sheet's older than I am. Yeah, older than, I don't know how many, the age of everybody watching, but I'm sure you're not the only one. Okay, Lipstick, we'll see you later. Have a great day. Yeah, that Wolfenstein thing, I remembered. So when I did this business card, I wanted to represent, both facets of gaming. So I have my, D&D with the dice and the minis right there. And then I also wanted to show the vintage gaming there. So they're both vintage, of course. And that's how I came up with your resident vintage gamer. Was I want to be able to represent vintage gaming, and then also do commentary on current gaming. That was the whole idea, is to basically talk about all of it. So anyway, so yeah, I got these printed up a while back. I designed the logo, everything. So yeah. So everybody that comes over to game, they all get a business card, of course. They all sign the guest book. So fun times. And any of those you guys that are noticing the sticker on the bottom here, if I haven't mentioned it before, I won a contest for the most creative use of their sticker. And whoever won got a year's supply of beard oil, and I won. I basically had put the sticker on the bottom of that beer mug there, and we have what we call Evolution Amber Ale here from a local brewery, and it has a picture of man evolving, from ape all the way into human. That evolution thing there where it shows, and so I took the picture with me drinking out of the mug with the sticker visible, holding up the beer label that says "Still Evolving" or whatever, or Evolution Amber Ale, and my caption was, "I'm still evolving," and that won and so I got a year's supply of beer oil, which I still have some. I think it lasted me a lot longer than a year because I have some other like stuff. My wife's a hairstylist, so she told me what to put on my beard. She got me this tea tree beard conditioner stuff or whatever. I have to take when she tells me what to do with that kind of stuff. I have to do that because she's been doing that shit for over. I take her advice for that. But well, from time to time, and I still got a bunch of it left because they sent me a shit. But that's the story behind that stick. When you see the damn good quality stickers too, because I washed this mug, and it's never. I figured it would just eventually just fade, either fade away or start falling apart. And that's a damn good quality sticker. It also has my friends got that engraved for me. They got that etched for me. That my mug actually says Greyhawk 4x4 right on it with my logo on the mug. So yeah, I'm not spoiled, right? And then I have another glass. I don't have it here. That our other buddy, the guy that helped me build that table, him and his son did most of the work on that table. I paid for the materials and helped a little bit. They did most of the work on the table. He also gave us one year for Christmas. He gave us pint glasses with Crossroads Gaming on it, which is the name of our gaming group back here, Crossroads Gaming. So I actually have that one's also etched as well. So again, not spoiled. Yeah. So that is the two big things I wanted to show was the Birthright stuff, the old character sheets. Let's see. Has anybody else got any other questions or comments? Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. I think I recognized everybody that chimed in. Lindis. Let's see. Bastille. Chupo. Lipstick. DM Dwayne. I think I got everybody. Yeah. Okay. So we're at just about 50 minutes. Got about 10 minutes left. We can go over anything else anybody wants to ask, anybody wants to talk about, whatever. Go right ahead. Actually, I got some tea here. Again, I'm not spoiled, but another buddy that lives in California got a bunch of Blizzard swag that he didn't want. Didn't even tell me about it. I just got a package one day in the mail, a bunch of Blizzard swag in it that my buddy Damon from California sent out of the blue. Just sent it to me. I mean, I got a bunch of that. I got this widget thing here, which is it's a battery. I think you charge this up and you take that with you, and then you can charge if you have an iPhone, which I do have an iPhone that I use very sparingly for only on Wi-Fi for certain things. But that is to charge that. And then he sent me all kinds of other Blizzard crap too. Again, not spoiled. You know, somebody else has asked me that before on what size the room is. I think it was uh, Rob in London, Rob or Neil. There's two of them in London that follow me. I think it might have been them that asked me. And I measured the damn thing, and now I can't remember what it was. I don't remember. I can always measure it again, and then like next time I have a live or whatever, if you're on, I can tell you. It's like 20. I want to say it's like 20 by 15. It's like 20 this towards. You can't see the fireplace, but the fireplace is there. A real fireplace there, and then there's a dartboard over there. That's the far wall. From that dartboard all the way back there, I think it's 20 feet. And I think from here to over where the bathroom is, I think it's 15 feet. I think it's about 20 by 15, I think. It might be 20 by 20. Now that I think about it. I think 20 by 20 sounds, yeah, I think it's 20 by 20, I think. But I could be wrong. So, yeah, best deal. I do have a couple videos where I've done little tours of the whole thing. They're out of date because I've updated a lot of stuff in here since, but that gives you a better idea of the size and everything that's involved with it. I show the staircase. I show over here where here's something we can fill up the rest of the time with, probably. What does everybody think? If anybody wants to chime in here about the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series trailer that dropped. It's not. It wasn't really a trailer, so to speak, as it was a teaser, kind of showing They were showing the art assets, and they were interviewing like Ewan McGregor and stuff like that. But they talked a lot about the show and what it's going to be, how it's going to be in relation to, and the fact that they're bringing Hayden Christensen back as Darth Vader. How does everybody feel about that? If anyone wants to, just feel free to chime in. I am stoked for it, strictly based on the fact that the Mandalorian, I enjoyed the Mandalorian so much, and I thought the Mandalorian was so well done. So had the Mandalorian never dropped, say that was never a thing, I would have many more reservations about it. I have good hopes for the Obi-Wan series, so we'll see. Knock on wood. Hopefully they can do it again. Hopefully they can knock it out of the park. Then you got the Book of Boba Fett also coming out. So it looks like everybody else is leaving. So it looks like we're down to one person in here. So I may be stopping this at 55 minutes instead of an hour. So 5 minutes. Oh, somebody just came back in. So anyway, has anybody got any thoughts about the Obi-Wan trailer or any of the other trailers and stuff that have, like there was She-Hulk, which I haven't seen the trailer for yet. I heard a lot about it. I've never read a lot of comic books. I did read some when I was a kid, but I never was like into it like a lot of people that follow the MCU and all that stuff. So when it comes to references to stuff from the comic books, I'm lost. The She-Hulk thing, until recently, I didn't even know there was a She-Hulk. So, yeah. Captain Marvel. I didn't know there was a Captain Marvel until that movie came out, So, yeah. Yeah, you and me both, Chupa. They are working on it. They're working on the newest one. I think primary filming is still going on. All we can do is hope and pray that they don't fuck it up. Right? I mean, if they didn't learn anything, there's two things that should have guided them in the proper direction. In the proper direction for doing a good D&D movie. The Lord of the Rings movies series, not necessarily the Hobbit movie series. The Lord of the Rings movie series and the Game of Thrones series showing like reality, showing real dramatic fantasy action and all that stuff. Where like the first D&D movie um, was it wasn't well. I mean, it was D&D based because they went on a quest and all, and they had a dwarf and they had everything, but they did it so over the top, so campy, you know. Um, Whereas the Lord of the Rings movie series and Game of Thrones, those two did it right. It was serious, you know. Um, Hopefully they do the D&D movie that way. If they do the D&D movie just so it's aimed at children, it's going to fail horribly. It has to be something that all of us old farts, and people in their 20s and 30s and 40s, that they all want to see too. So we'll see. Bastille, I'm not a comic book guy. My wife keeps me up to date. Oh, so she's the comic book person in the family. Okay. Yeah, I heard that was very good. Bastille, Shang-Chi. I haven't seen it yet, but if it's on Disney Plus now, my wife and I'll probably watch it too. Shang-Chi, and there was another one. I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, the Jungle Cruise with The Rock. I don't know about that one. I don't know if I'm gonna. I mean, I love me some Disneyland, and stuff like that, but we'll have to see. I don't know if I'm gonna watch that or not. But the Shang-Chi, I'm definitely gonna watch. I'm gonna watch all the MCU stuff. So, and my wife even likes the MCU stuff, so we'll watch that stuff. We'll probably watch that tonight too. Oh, you watched Jungle Cruise last night and you liked it? Okay. Well, that makes me feel better. I know my wife wants to see it, so I guess we'll watch that too then. I was afraid it was going to be real cheesy or something, and but I loved it. When they did the first Pirates of the Caribbean, that was incredible. I loved the first Pirates of the Caribbean. The second one, I think I liked that one too. I mean, at some point they kind of, they didn't, their quality wasn't as good, but the whole concept of it was like, holy shit, they took a ride at Disneyland. They made one hell of a movie out of it. That was cool, So maybe they did the same thing with the Jungle Cruise. So, all right, guys. Well, it's coming up to an hour, and my voice is getting tired from talking for an hour straight. So, I think that's going to do it. I hope you guys liked it. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, comment, click the bell, merch link below. There's the spiel on the, self-promotion bullshit. And let's see. Oh, I'm gonna do the video probably tomorrow. The recap of the campaign from the Friday night session. I'm gonna do that tomorrow, I think. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it today. My voice is already shot. So I do have a P.O. box. I probably need to put that in the description along with all the other stuff. I do have a P.O. box if people wanted to send me stuff to like review or talk about or whatever. I will do that. I will add that in, that just starting with my next video. I'll just add that in my standard description thing. I'll just put the P.O. box there too, because I don't actually know it by heart, and I don't have it in front of me, the address in front of me. So anyway, I'll put that in there though. Thank you for bringing that up. I've been meaning to even mention that actually. So, all right, guys, have a good one. We'll catch you on the flip side.